What's up, great people of the world? This is Glenn Legacy Davis coming at you again. And this won't be no lecture I'm doing here. This actually is going to be my audio/video recording of my poetry chapbook. For those of you who aren't really sure what a chapbook is, it's actually mainly poetry. It could be fiction and nonfiction writing also. It is a book. It's only 20 to 40 pages in length. Little small books you can just fit in your pocket. And I'm working on getting this published. This is my chapbook right here. This is from the Emerald Scroll series, my Emerald Scroll series. It's called Breathing Pages. This table of contents, the first poem is The Rose Next to the Dumpster. Second poem, Smoke and Mirrors. Third poem, Instructions. Fourth poem, Mayday, Mayday. The fifth poem, The Weeping Mother. And the sixth poem and final poem is The Concrete Cabin. Okay, so here we go. Poem 1. The Rose Next to the Dumpster. There's a rose that grows next to the dumpster. It's been out of shape, hung over, yet vibrant by the gate, hanging with weeds and one clover. It's growing up through the cracked up pavement, in the shadows of buildings dilapidated. The morning dew glistens on its petals. It's wishing it was sown, planted, grown in country meadows, or in a windowsill's vase, comforted and red posed, or with a presentable bouquet, but it's a residential sleeping in a bed of decay. It's lacking the sun's rays, its sickest stench with terrific scent, yet twist and bent. Is it just meant to vent and rent cement with a rusted cast iron gate for a picket fence? This love's unseen, it's just a dream in space, in its game of hide and go seek within a material and imperial mainstream race. Surrounded by bleak faces of business executives who seek payment, living in briefcases. Beyond its misty alley, red and blue lights blazes, its badges flash on mixed races, who's bashed and tongue slashed like big razors. In the fast-paced city, full of stress and intention, the impoverished embrace pity, no blessings left in. Depression is the envious rest in their greedy intentions, the roses draped dressed in pretty impressions. While a juvenile expresses on the wall he stands, the law is moving now, should he stay or scram? Oops, near a siren sticks up his gray hands. He caught a briefcase, by the rose's stem lies his spray can. The rose is shriveled, poisoned, crippled by lost life. Noise, litter, garbage, pollution, inhaling fuming exhaust pipes. It's a rose's toxic life in smog smothered, while drains sip drips from a clogged gutter. It's a shame witness travelers of wrong routes, long droughts. It's seen rough weather through the pain. It still upholds principle, a symbol of peace like dove feathers or arrows of Cupid's aim. You get the message like love letters, questioning who's the name, and that cracked bottle of Jack in the pothole blocking the sewage drain. And if your environment ever seems full of chaos, sad and blue, always understand and remember a rose grows within the being of you. Alright, this is poem number 2, Smoke and Mirrors. As he leans his head on his index finger, pressed against his temple, his elbow placed on the window pane, he stares to the small, cracked, clear, solid picture in motion as he visualizes his emotional expressions in closed reflection in a single falling drop of rain. He sighs, slowly rises to his feet, turns towards the hall, moping, dragging his feet like a block of jello. To the end of the hall, he hauled himself straight to the hall mirror. He's greeted by a man, but he didn't know him. He appears distorted in the reflection. His socks are wet from years of tears. For he's the twisted portrait people painted through the years. He silently screams, "I'm a work of art, respect my stature." He turns, looks away from the mirror, suddenly the glass shatters. He collapses to his knees, trying to get it together, pick up the pieces, but does it really matter? Trying to put it together, pieces of sadness, pieces of laughter, Pieces of madness, pieces of honesty, love, and trust, polluted by others' envy, greed, and lust. He looks over his shoulder, blows away the dust. How he truly felt, he never discussed. Now he picked the pieces together up after all, and grabbed his mirror, put it back on the wall. He sees the reflection of a man he never saw. These emotions are hidden in most of all. So if your soul searching and you question yourself, relate to the man you're reflecting as well. This poem number 3, called Instructions. It seems that stress is inevitable, but being blessed is incredible. Whether it's a gift having a child or being intellectual, you're still on this pedestal, but the one that sits next to you is trying to get ahead of you and take away the best of you. It's like a game of chess, so prove. Pick and choose your moves wisely. Stay in the driver's seat. You got a mind, speak your speech. Preach and preach to each in the streets to reach your peeps, cause peace is bleak. Reach on the brink of destruction. People compete. Dysfunction. Equal to each means nothing. Keep it discreet. You trust them. Evil can keep instructing people to think there's nothing. All the suffering in the community. Are we due to see unity? That's up to you and me. Poverty, kids starving, see? Wealthiness, dollars scream, a holler scream. It's all a dream. The call was seen, because obviously equality is hard to see in all we be. We can't stop the beat, for all asleep subconsciously. Like hypocrisy, we're lost at sea. There's a pharmacy across the street. Got us overdosed constantly. There's the homeless saying, pardon me, on the corner as he falls asleep, with a quarter and a pot of dreams. Here's instructions for us all to read. This poem here is called Mayday, Mayday. Picture, visualize love. Touch, feel peace. Pieces, pieces. Scattered on top, a wrinkled, ripped atlas, puzzled. Can't get it together, out of place. Mixed up, can't shapen up perfect neatness. Believing in perfection, taught and told nobody's perfect. That we possess dirty brains, lost, filthy thoughts, good guy governments, court systems, and cops. Controlling minds, washed with toxic chemicals, controlling the citizens. Giving in to green cotton and linen portraits they cast out on hooks strung. The fine line is invisible, reeling in their prize catch. It's deep, they're shallow like water. We're sinking fish schooled in schools. We took the bait of commercial, advertisement for we the people. Produce that product. Which material item do you slave for? We don't own the item, the object is us. Each governed citizen is geared to one immense worldwide machine, not recognizing or aware of money's generates its power source. Blinded as we manufacture competition, envy, hate, and greed. This fuel is green. We crank it like blood flow. Do we have heart? Where do we start? Where do we end? Shining light in the dark. That's a human being, enlightened. Enlightened is he who puts halos around horns. To exit from within, that's being human in human beings. To exist from within, that's being human in human beings. To exist in the material mainstream, the mainstream is damned. We're not fools, but fooled by hecklers in suits with thorns and suit pockets, uttering structured sounds that vibrate in the metal ear, on top the great wooden box, washing brains with dirt, and spectators' ears called talk. And the only ones who literally shine, flash, red and white and blue are cops. We live in homes of colors, the only ones white, as they coin their phrase in dollars and coins. Tick-tock, pinging in empty square footage entombed, echoing through squares of open glass. The spectators hear the echo to these alarm. It's about time, not ticks on clocks on walls, but take a minute or wait a second. What rises must fall. We give rulers an inch. They take a mile from all. We need to restructure what's been put in place forever. Piece by piece, endeavor, solve the puzzle, create self-governance together, and form one unified, enlightened race forever. This poem here is called The Weeping Mother. In a flash I was born being. In the dawn of the great morning, I woke foggy and clouded. The breeze, seas, sea, valleys, and mountains. Waterfalls atop rocky, pure spring fountains. As I bask in the great light unseen, it sets my eyelids closed late night dreams of constellations twinkling through shooting star beams. With a loving nature, I sowed my seeds, birthing colorful meadows. My black skin turns green. As leaves fill bare branches of my trees, now petrified, embedded in my callous rock skin lies ancient imprints, ghostly echoes whisper in wind. I arose from infinite depths of the universal mind, as mind intertwined with its subconscious universe rhyme. Communication through symbols is non-existent in time. In my space as the outer shows movement and signs, from the sight of daylight to the crisp clean air of night. I'd fallen ill, a type of germ or parasite, infecting my skin. It never fit. It's there, I don't wear it right. Who man, it he? Stomping on me, I find a kind of man that's not kind. My vision's blurred, my iris sky, I squint my eyelids, why? My skin's crusty, dried, my body temperature quickly rises. I'd been drilled, injected, pierced through my dry, golden, dusty soil. It's not in my nature to get angry, fierce, but I bang hot flashes, shake, shift, bleeding oil. They tear out my organs, elements, minerals, got guts. They mold factories, power plants, cars, trucks. Severing my trees, making pencils, newspapers, erasers. The knowledge of educators, teachings are poorest. The truth of life exists is hinted in the secrecy within the forest. My seasons see sun, earth, more wind and fire. What had I become? Weeping soul of our system. Gutted survivor. I'm crying for my poles, swimming in tears, flooded on fire. 4 billion talking shadows, one home suspended within the infinite Messiah. And finally, the concrete cabin. There's a forest inside of the concrete cabin with sawdusty shelves holding blocks of wood. Inside are carved thin barks of sheets whittled with symbols, seats made of tree trunks and slabs of redwood supported by 4 sturdy sticks of oak. Atop the slabs are crafty hands making yellow lead-filled twigs dance across slim sheets of bark. The concrete cabin's window sill lies a brittle, cracked, dehydrated maple leaf as it suddenly floats away from the cool breath of natural oxygen. In a dictionary spells, in cycles repeating, a man-made form of ignorance called truth, facts, they call language and words. But the concrete cabin don't speak, it barks the answer. It barks, the answer lies on the dirty shoulder of Mother Earth's roots, petrified. The answer to all life and existence, die, a log cabin. Not in a concrete tomb, as all lie buried in the library when. All in all, the concrete cabin holds writers' blocks of concrete imagination. Imagine a nation of material mainstream education, while in the secrecy is of the lush vast forest purified by spring holes to the tips of the rocky time capsule lies the real truth of life and existence. The end. Alright, so hope you enjoyed it. Take care, Glenn Legacy Davis. And as always, peace, love, unity. Take care.